in the mid to late 60s. Now look at Manhattan on your left, you'll see some projects. Projects are affordable housing for low-income tenants. They built these projects originally at the beginning of World War II. The returning soldiers and sailors come home and have affordable housing. GIs lived over here in Manhattan to your left and had jobs in Brooklyn to your right, the shipping companies. It went on for about 20 years or so, pounding us all. Retired, and they fled out to the suburbs. Well, to the 6th borough up anyway. Something happened in the city here that they called white flight when he began to leave. The crime wave swept through, a drug epidemic broke out, and squatted here in New York. All started to turn around when people realized they come to New York City on top dollar for the skill or trade, began to find places to live themselves. People all over the world come to New York City every day to reinvent themselves, to make it in our unbelieving industries. Travel, their training here in our famous hospitals. Or maybe these people had some grand ideas of their own. Maybe they wanted to open restaurants, start businesses, drive cabs, shine shoes, cut hair, paint nails, whatever. You are who you make people believe you are. These people needed a place to live. Where do you think they went? First or third largest downtowns in the world. That all takes character. And that's what makes us the greatest city in the world, our character. The Irish have a saying about character. Fame is a vapor. Popularity, an accident. Riches take wings. Friends come and go. Only one thing endures. And there's only one thing with any lasting quality, and that is character. So it's not the bridges and tunnels, the skyscrapers, the gifts of Mother Nature, the wonders of the world that make New York City the greatest city in the world. It's the character. People like you that come from all over the world to contribute your greatness to us. And speaking of character, well, there you have it. For the second time on the trip, look up to your left, you'll see the Empire State Building. The second time in history, it's the tallest building in New York City. And the greatest skyscraper of them all. And for many reasons, too. Now, we touched on these beginning of the trip, just to give you something to think about. Think back how it took over 1 million ancient Egyptians over 1,000 years to build the Great Pyramids. And it took just over 1,000 New Yorkers just under 16 months to build the Empire State Building. They finished 45 days early and $5 million under the budget. And they did it all in the height of the Depression. And they did it with all union labor, too. Everybody in there got paid a fair wage. Of course, they broke ground just as the stock market had crashed. There was some financial distress before the deck on the top floor of the Empire State Building is open every night till midnight, 2 a.m. on the weekends. And their weekends start Thursday nights. So that's 4 nights a week you get to see it till 2 in the morning. Greatest skyscraper in the world, smart enough to combine 2 of our biggest income-producing departments to it, tourism and entertainment. It's the greatest skyscraper of them all, the Empire State Building. Second time in history. Tallest building in New York City. Tallest building in New York City, not Manhattan, is over here to the right in Queens. That blue one over there, Citibank. Second most populated next to Brooklyn. The most freestanding houses, most parks, and most ethnically diverse. Just take a ride on the number 7 train at Times Square out to Citi Field where the New York Mets play baseball in Flushing. Every country's represented on that train. Queens is so big it hosts both of our international airports. Kennedy and Teddy Roosevelt, born in this neighborhood right here to your left, Gramercy on 20th Street. Only New York president to be born in New York City. His cousin Franklin Roosevelt was born in New Hyde Park, upstate, which is not the city, but it's New York. But anyway, Teddy Roosevelt's also the only president of the United States of America to have won the nation's highest award, the Medal of Honor. He got up his heroic charge up San Juan Hill in a Brooks Brothers suit. Spanish American, or the north side. The architects wanted to reflect transparency. Okay, over 200 countries are represented in the UN. And though the UN is in America, it is not America. The UN is its own sovereignty. Right? So you go into the UN, you leave America, you go into what's called foreign soil. You do not need a passport. It's a very friendly place to go, but that's their own sovereignty. It's also one of the richest neighborhoods in the world. In fact, of the top 10 richest places on this planet, 6 of them are in Manhattan. That's the site of at least 2 of them, placed in Tudor City. And of course, you can see the buildings around here, very posh. Look at that tall black one that looks like it's made out of glass. Donald Trump's biggest real estate extravaganza to date. 90 stories tall, is the tallest all-residential building in America. Donald Trump, most of you know, made his fortune in real estate. He's the son of a real estate developer himself from Queens. Friend Trump. And Donald has also experimented with great success in the entertainment industry. He's promoted very extravagant boxing and wrestling shows, and of course he has his hit reality TV show, The Apprentice, Donald Trump. We're going homegrown, guys. We're going to turn around here, it looks like. We're going to look at the Queen's side. This is pretty new over here, too. The past, inside the last 10 years, they've finally taken advantage of what was, for a long time, abandoned industrial area. Now they put, looks like a park here and new condominiums. And sprucing up their waterfront. Take advantage of the Manhattan skyline. And it's not going to be long before you see some outdoor parks and more of these promenades. You know, Amazon.com, they'll send it right to you. What I usually tell the people, I can't sign the book, obviously, but I can sign your boarding card. You can use it as a bookmarker. It's got Circle I and the date on it. So if you want to sign your boarding card, almost as good. All right, gang.